Welcome back, NASCAR Whelen All-American Series. It's the late model 75 from Toyota Speedway at Irwindale. Lights still flashing on the pace car as the field lines up behind them. Dick Berggren.
Carl, did you ever have trouble getting your hood open? I mean, I have. Every time I get a new car, I can't figure out how to get the hood open. Carlos Vieira was involved in that crash, and he has been here on pit road for a very, very long time. And what the crew was trying to do was basically get the hood open. Everything was all bent up in front. They'd used all kinds of tools to try to get it. Finally, they gave up, took the hood off completely, and Vieira's back out there. Radiator's kind of flopping around, so I don't know how long he's going to last out here tonight, but back on the racetrack.
I would think Dick would be able to get a hood open. He's a doctor, for goodness sakes.
Jim.
Guys, with 1 to green, I want to point out the race leader right now, Rod Johnson Jr., has never raced a late model before. This is his debut. He's a teammate to the driver next to him. They qualified on the front row. He's running for Tim Huddleston in his very first race. He won the Truck Series Championship this year, and he's following in his dad's footsteps. His dad was the first ever super late champ here at Irwindale in their inaugural season in 1990. This kid just turned 20. And his dad and granddad run the number 15, and he's trying to make him proud tonight in his first ever late model race here of any sort.
He's looking impressive as he gets ready to start on the inside of row number 1. Oh yeah, there's the damage to the number 54. So the pace car is off the racetrack. We're getting ready to go back to racing. We've got 16 laps in the books. 75 lap race. Green flag back in the air.
Tim Huddleston from the outside looks like he has the slight advantage.
Working back to the inside, Rod Johnson Jr. and that number 15 slides back into second. Then it's Mike Johnson in the 17 running in the 3rd position.
Sean Woodside has made his way up to the 4th spot. Sean has a lot of experience, a lot of time in a West Series car back several years ago.
Dallas Kolodny in the 51, trying to move up as well. 77 of Nick Janias still holding on to his 6th spot.
Eric Holmes has moved up into the top 10 in that 1 car. Remember, first time in a late model.
Huddleston 18.876 seconds.
Caution
Fast
flag.
lap, and the caution comes out once again. 32 gets turned around. That's Kyle Heckman. So the 3rd caution of the night has come out, this time on lap 21. Slowing the field once again. Here in Irwindale, California, they actually have a noise curfew that is supposed to be at 11 o'clock. We've actually gone past that by 10 minutes. I'm sure they've got a little bit of a grace period, especially for an event like this. Let's go down trackside again to Jim Trado.
Well, guys, I'm just kind of wondering out loud. It's something I didn't add on Rod Johnson Jr., something that may be pertinent now. It's a restart. You're on the West Coast. Who do you try to learn restarts from? They all say Ron Hornaday is the king of restarts. Well, believe it or not, this is for real. Ron Hornaday is RJ's, Rod Johnson Jr.'s godfather. So hopefully he took note and has a better restart this time. That young man in the 15 will start outside this time on the front row.
Tim Huddleston was able to get by the 15, and so he will be the one who dictates the start of the race.
We'll get to see Ron Hornaday put his restart mastery in effect a couple weeks from now in Daytona.
He will defend his Truck Series championship.
The 4th championship for Ron Hornaday.
What a dominant run he had in the middle of the season, winning 5 races in a row. Had only been done twice before.
Remember how close he was back in 2008 to winning that championship. Only lost really by 1 position in the very last race of the season, lost by 7 points. Johnny Benson, who won the championship, finished right in front of Ron Hornaday. If the positions were reversed, it would have been Ron Hornaday winning, and he would have had 5 championships.
No one has ever won back-to-back championships in the Camping World Truck Series. A guy looking to win back-to-back races as far as the Toyota All-Star Showdown. The 17 of Mike Johnson. Went to victory lane in 2009, and now he runs in the 3rd spot tonight. Thursday, an All-American tradition is renewed as Speed Weeks begins in Daytona. The season starts here from the first practice to victory lane. You can be there for Danica's ARCA debut and the Gatorade Duel, and of course the season opener for the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. That's live coverage beginning Thursday at 4 Eastern.
We're going to have 134 hours of coverage from Daytona starting Thursday, but remember, tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time, we go back to Daytona for the Rolex 24. That event really is a kickoff to Speed Weeks. 2 full weeks of racing in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Scott Pruitt currently leading the Rolex 24 at Daytona. And the pace car back off the racetrack. The car's 2x2 once again. This time it will be the 50 of Tim Huddleston that will bring the field back to the green flag. On his outside, that 15 of Rod Johnson Jr. Coming out of turn 4, green flag back in the air. Great restart for Huddleston.
And Mike Johnson on the inside. Ooh,
into the wall a little bit for the 15. Rod Johnson Jr. Little right side damage now on that race car.
Mike Johnson stays even with him in the side-by-side battle for second. You know, we talk about momentum at this racetrack. With these engines that make about 430 horsepower, momentum is way, way more critical than it is maybe in a more powerful engine. So these guys really try to keep these things wound up and keep the momentum going.
Right now, Huddleston is wound up as he leads this field around the half mile. Trying to hold on to that second spot, Rod Johnson Jr. Just behind him, Mike Johnson in the 17. Sean Woodside now behind that 17. Trying to give him a little run for his money. And our 4th caution of the night comes out, this time in turn number 4. The 88 and 42 involved.
Glenn Cooks in the 88.
Larry Sercantini in that 42. A lot of damage to the 88, and you're seeing some fluid run down the racetrack. So the safety crews and track officials will be out there to put some speed zorb down. Dick Berggren.
Now, Sercantini has had a good time in Superstock racing here at Irwindale Speedway. In the last 4 years, he has finished 12th in points, then 9th, then 3rd, and last year he was the champion, and so he has decided to move up. Tonight, his first time ever in a late model at this racetrack. Pile it up over there in the 4th corner.
A lot of damage to the 42 and the 88. Safety crews will attend to the drivers and then take the race cars back into the infield. Tim Huddleston and Rod Johnson running 1 and 2 at Irwindale.